Hey everybody, this is Art, the Product Hive lead for all the video and audio stuff we do, the Zoom calls and all that, getting this equipment working. We're going to do a very quick overview of how this equipment works, what goes on, and how it all goes together. It's not hard, okay? Now, what's really nice here is that we have 6 microphone inputs. This is the mixer for the front of the room where the participants of the discussion will be sitting. And we have in our bag over there, and we normally put them in this white thing here on the inside sleeve, 6 microphones. Those are here. By the way, they have on-off switches, so watch out for that. Make sure you're going to let users use those as they're talking. Turn them off when they're not. Turn them on when they are. That will help us in extra sound stuff. And they just plug in right up here on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the way, the power is on the back here. This is battery powered, but there is a plug for it in the bag. Plug it in as often as you can, okay? This is where the volumes for the microphones come up. You want to bring them up to that black line. Not all the way to the top. You want a little extra wiggle room in case you need it. And you can see when you talk into the microphone, bring that microphone closer, that you will get a response there on the screen. That way you know it's working, okay? And there's all kinds of buttons here too. There's a mute button down here, right? There's an on-air button, testing, right? So we want the mute off and the on-air on, okay? So now you can tell, okay, there's one level here, and it's also, this is what they call the on-air or the master level. And that is controlled by this little section right here, okay? This is for the USB out. We're not using USB out on the system. We are using the audio out. The audio out is all the way to the top here. Now notice this is a podcasting thing, so they have places for 6 different sets of headphones. Again, we're not using that, so we're fine, okay? But these 2 outputs here are left and right. It doesn't matter because everything for us is mono, so we're getting 2 mono signals here. You'll see we have some big long cables that have 2 different ends on them, XLR and 1/4 inch. The 1/4 inch for this goes in here, and the short cable, it's about 25 feet, will go to the PA speaker we have. The long cable will go all the way back or wrap around. I like to get it out of the way of people walking as much as possible to this little mixer. We'll talk about this here in just a little bit. This lives with our camera and our camera stand. Here's a little extra battery pack for that camera. We use iPhone for a few reasons. It should just pop on there. Yeah, okay. But we use an iPhone for a few different reasons, and it works really well. But this is for the camera stand type area, okay? This is front of house, okay? This is where the people sit. You can put this right behind the chairs when you're up there, okay? Now, I have found that this works best if this is halfway, but if you need more volume, you can always turn it up more, okay? Just be careful that you're not turning up too much that you're starting to get distortion, okay? And you can hear that through the PA speaker, and you can hear that through the headphones on this mixer, okay? Okay, so that's how you deal with this. 2 big cables go 2 different places. The one big cable goes to the PA. The second big cable goes all the way around, away from everyone, to the tiny mixer in the back for the iPhone, okay? That's how we get audio into the iPhone, is this mixer here, okay? Now, the other thing is we would like to record the audio to this device. Okay, and we do that right before the show starts. You kind of get a thing from somebody there on stage saying, hey, we're getting ready to start. Okay, great. Come up here, hit this record button. So we get audio recorded straight to the SD card that's in here. That gives us a backup audio source just in case we need it. We would like to use the audio from here with our people who are actually cutting together the thing. Okay, the audio goes from here to the back of the room, okay? And it's going to plug in right here to the first channel. This is a 2-channel thing, okay? This is kind of fun, but it's 2 channels, all right? Now, on the top of this is a USB we have a couple of different USB things. We have DC port for power. This guy is going to run off of batteries as well. And this one we will run off of batteries because it's a little easier to get that, use that for power. We have a USB, this is called the USB-B port. And there's a cable in the back that goes from this port to the port of the iPhone, which is USB-C. That's how we get audio from this to this, okay? Let's do this real quick. We're going to take this cable here. 1 second. This is just a quick thing. This guy plugs right into here. This is the short cable, normally would be the long cable, okay? The long cable plugs right into here, into the input, okay? And so that's how we get audio to the iPhone, all right? Now you'll notice down here we have a couple of things. We have the main out. That's the audio that goes to the iPhone. We have the phones, the headphones. That is where we plug in right here our headphones. That's how we monitor the signal, okay? Now, this is maybe the most important part of this whole system, and that is this little light right here. This is called the clip light. This is the gain for this microphone cable that's carrying to us all of the audio from here. So all the audio goes out of here into here. This is the volume for that. And that little light above it is the clip light. If you see any red, you got to turn this down. Okay? You want to have this high enough so that you have signal there, which will be a green light, but no red signal there. Okay, we'll do a quick turn on of everything here. Let's see, we got the battery on there. This guy's turning on. We're going to turn on our main system here. Okay, make sure we bring up our microphone here. Okay, we've got our on air turned up halfway here, which is a good volume right now for this. Okay, this is booting up. Okay, we can see we're getting levels here. That's good. Can we see that we're getting levels here? Yeah. We've got a green light there. Now what happens if we get the microphone closer to her? We're at good green level there. We want to turn it up just enough so it starts going red. Ooh, that's too much. That's distorting now. Bring it back down to a good level where we're getting good green light. Good, okay? Now, when we do that, by the way, everything should be kind of set. You shouldn't have to worry about anything too much, right? The headphones should already get a good level, and the main out should be a good level. But if you need to, you can turn this up, okay? All right, so this goes, and then the USB cable goes from here into our phone. By the way, here are the headphones to monitor the audio from here. You should be monitoring this often during the show to make sure that you're hearing good audio. What will happen is that people will take the microphone and they'll be nice and close getting started, and it will go farther and farther and farther away. So make sure people just know microphones aren't magic, and they really do need to be kept close to their mouth. Very, very close. The closer to the mouth, the less feedback you will get. Okay, in the iPhone, and you have to forgive me, I'm not an iPhone user, so we are just kind of trying to get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the passcode. And we're going to either be using the camera for things that are not streamed on Zoom or the Zoom app for this. Okay, and you can see we already have a meeting getting started up here. Okay, and when we get that meeting started, we'll start it from here and then we'll record it there. Does that make sense? I'm going to do an instant meeting right now. Okay. All right, and I'm going to start that meeting.
Recording in progress.
Okay, and you want to hear that recording in progress or see that recording in progress because we need to record all of our meetings. That's how we get our recordings to our people, okay? And so that should work out pretty well. Now, the thing about this, the reason why we use an iPhone is so we can zoom in. Oh, we won't be able to zoom in on this camera. We have to turn the camera around. There we go. There's the button for turn the camera around. And it's just taking a picture of the thing there, right? But we want to be able to zoom in to where we want to be able to see our audience. Okay, don't be afraid to use the zoom to get a good framing of your audience. That is very, very important to us. And you can even adjust that in the middle of the thing. Okay, I'm going to end this now. All right. I don't want to use Zoom with Siri. Okay. All right. That is basically the setup there. Okay. We record the audio here on this guy. Okay. We bring the audio to this and then to our PA speaker as well. And then we have this guy as well. Now, if you have any questions, let me know. We have one more thing we want to go over real quick that will be very helpful for us. And it's about getting microphones, the cables that we use, properly coiled, okay? We need to coil our cables properly because they're very, very expensive. And when we don't coil them properly, they tend to break. Hold on one second. Just trying to get this in this stand here. Is that going to work? There we go. Okay. So I have a mic cable here. And the way we would normally do this, we'd put it around our arm and we would just make loop after loop after loop after loop really hard, right? And that's a very hard way to do that. What happens is the cable inside gets very twisted and it gets broken eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the hand. I like putting the XLR in my hand like this. I'm going to coil it once. Then my hand is going to turn over upside down. It's going to grab the cable and it's going to come and marry the two hands together. You can see that still makes two loops, but the loops are interesting. One is a regular proper loop coming up like this. The other is a reverse loop coming up like this. And this does a couple things: a regular loop, a reverse loop, a regular loop, a reverse loop, a regular loop, and you do every cable like this: a regular loop, a reverse loop, a regular loop, a reverse loop, and a regular loop. That does two things. Number one, it allows the cable to be uncurled instantly. No problems. Nothing gets tangled. You don't have to deal with tangles. When you're an audio guy, you can't deal with tangles. It's too much. Okay? But the other thing too is it protects the cable inside. Now, every once in a while, you'll get a part of the cable. Here, I'll get this zip tie. This is Velcro out of the way. That you need to do a little twisting to get it to kind of help settle correctly. So don't be afraid to twist in your hand to get it to go settle correctly. Okay? So you go once, bring your hand underneath, grab, and marry. Okay? Regular loop, underneath, grab, and marry. Okay? Together. Twist your hand underneath, bring them together. This is really important. This is how we keep our very expensive cables working for a long time. And then please use our Velcro patches to make sure that each cable is separate. If you start cranking these guys over your arm, they will be all tangled by the time you're finished. Okay, hopefully that's helpful. Thanks so much for all your volunteering. Remember, these events don't come together without your participation, your volunteering. This seems like it's complicated. Once you get into it, it's not bad at all. Okay, it's just it's a signal flow. It's like electricity. Things have to go from one place to the next, the next, to the next. Once you understand that, it's not too bad. So very quick, just going through it one more time. Microphone, cable, into the input. Turn the input up. Okay, cable from here to the PA or to the rear mixer. Okay, mixer, USB cable coming out into the iPhone. That's how you get it all set up. The headphones here help you monitor from this guy. Okay, make sure you turn everything off. Make sure you have enough battery power, or try to use the electric power here if you can. By the way, we also do have an extension cord, a 4-prong thing there too. That's for up at the front of the house with the PA system. Okay, this system back here should be run on battery, phone, and this together running on battery. All right, thanks guys.